Hey everyone and welcome back to another video. The big patch has dropped, the Ipnysh Sanctuary, if that's how it's said, I don't know. The Golden Sanctuary that we spoke about months ago is finally now out. So there's a lot to talk about this patch. We're going to be going through it as we usually do. But before I do want to mention the Discord. I'm trying to get a lot of people in there for, just to talk about Archeage stuff. If you want to find other people that are maybe on your server to hang out with. I've set up a little group in there for stuff as well, so I'm hoping to do more with the Discord, so if you want to come check that out, hang out, ask some questions, feel free to. And if you want to do the same, you can also check me out on Twitch. You can come by every Friday and Saturday. I do Archeage on stream. Other days I do other stuff, but Friday and Saturday I'm doing Archeage, so if you want to drop by for one of those streams, feel free to, come hang out. But yeah, let's get into the patch. So we'll start off with the new dungeon that they've added to the game. This can be accessed on Aegis Island at the on the Torch of Ipnysh, the platform at the top. You can actually take a portal now from the Crimson Watch camp to get up there. And there's like a set of stairs looking thing that I assume there's meant to be a portal there, but when I tried to test this on the PTS, I was unable to. It didn't really seem to work, which is unfortunate. So I'll see when I actually get footage out for this. This dungeon does look really cool from the screenshots we've seen. Apparently it's made up of 5 areas along the path to the final boss, which I assume is the big guy we see in this picture up here. We saw him at the end of the trailer for Ipnysh Sanctuary. I'll have that planned now, I imagine. But yeah, this is really cool. It's 3 to 5 players. Again, cross-server, so you can do this through the instance menu. Very much like Library. You actually get the upgraded version of the Library gear, the next tier, in this dungeon. So, there you go. There's now also 6 new main story quests that will continue the main story. These begin in Golden Ruins for some reason. I don't know, because I still haven't completely finished the Garden story. I'll be rushing those videos out. I can promise you that. They'll be on the way. But yeah, the bosses in the instance can drop Immortal Warden's equipment, which is like the highest tier of dungeon equipment now, which is just above the library gear, I believe. And Sanctuary coin passes. Now, it says here that the Sanctuary coin passes contain a random amount of gold and require 90 labor to open. I don't know what that means. It seems weird that they'd say a random amount of gold and not specify an amount. I imagine it would just be like a little bit more gold than you're getting from the garden coin passes, but for, the labor cost. But it says random, which, does that mean 1,000? I don't know. It's not very specific. But yeah, you can go into here 3 times a day. And, maybe we'll get your Immortal Warden's equipment. Maybe there's a new costume in there as well. I don't know. So I should also mention this is a Garden exclusive. You have to be able to get in here without the Garden expansion. And there is no specified gear score. So anyone can get in here, but you're probably going to want a pretty high gear score to actually, progress. So what that number will be, I don't know. They don't really give you a number here. They're just like, anyone can go in. Who knows what will happen? So let's take a look at the new equipment. If you do want to take a look at this yourself, the patch notes will be in the description or below, just so you can have a read through too. But yeah, we have the Warden's Dagger, which throws venomous knives at all enemies within 30 meters. Deals continuous magic damage that ignores target's magic. That sounds pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. There's the Immortal Warden's Nadachi. Interrupts an enemy's spell and inflicts sleep for 5.2 seconds. Has a high chance to steal a buff from the target. So this is like Old Leech. Enemies will wake upon taking damage and sleep duration is reduced by 50% in PvP. That's pretty good. That is like Old Leech. You get to put them to sleep and you also steal a buff from them. Very cool. We then have the Short Spear. Provokes an enemy within 40 meters, generating the highest aggro. Forces the target to attack the caster. Okay, so it's a taunt. Grants immunity to okay. The staff petrifies enemies facing the caster within 25 meters. You're basically Medusa. Petrifies up to 8 enemies, preventing them from using skills on moving. Received damage of petrified targets is decreased by 65%. Moving cancels the effect. Okay. Interesting. The Immortal's Bow casts bleeding on an enemy within 28 meter radius. Deals range damage and deals additional range damage over 14 seconds. The shield deals magic damage to enemies within 23 meters, pulling in other enemies within a 15 meter radius. Affected enemies are immune to it. Okay. Petrifies the caster or a raid member within 70 meters for 2 seconds. But it's essentially like a Like an ice block from WoW. So you're just immune to damage for 2 seconds, and you can do that on yourself or an ally, which is very cool. Then we have all the sets that you can get. You can get the Immortal's Warden's Discord set, which gives you a magic attack boost, increases all crits, hit by 1% and stacks with 6 times. And the 7 set has a chance to ignore the target's full magic defense. Okay, that's pretty standard. And then we have the Immortal Warden's Serenity set. So this is for your healers. Increases health plus extra health based on spirit. Increases healing power. Okay, decreases healing. These are all very standard stuff. But yeah, then we have an Immortal Warden's Brawler set. So that's attack speed. Increases all attacks, stacks 6 times. And has a chance to ignore defense. And then the Swift set. Attack speed. I guess this one has probably got more agility and the other one's probably got more strength. So one will be for, you know, the melee and one will be for your archers. And then we have the plate set, which there's only one plate set. Increases defense plus extra defense based on stamina. Has a chance to reflect 45% of magic damage. Cooldown 45 seconds. And the 7 sets has a successful shield block grants a... So we'll see. Alright, now let's move on to something a bit more fun. We have the God's Authority skills. This one's going to be really fun if you're a hero, which makes me sad. It makes me wish I was actually a hero. So, heroes can now defeat these shadow spawns in the garden to get power fragments, which lets them use some god abilities for 18 hours. So after 18 hours, these abilities expire. So what you need to do is you take a power fragment and you'll take it to a certain throne to choose the power that you want. Now, I don't know, it doesn't give you details on which throne or where you go. I'm assuming it would be the east side of the garden where all the thrones are. And maybe you just pick one and maybe it'll tell you which is which. But, alternatively, there's also a boss called Salazar, who can now spawn in war and is guaranteed to drop a God's Authority upon death. So, he won't respawn for 24 hours, and he's only available for an hour. And then he'll despawn, like most world bosses. These effects can't be used everywhere, only outside of instances and battlefields. So that gives me the impression that you can use this outside of the garden as well, which was something I was a little worried about. I wasn't sure how this will go. This may get a little crazy. I don't know, we'll see. I think this will be really cool, though. It's a really neat idea. Don't know how well balanced it's going to be. I guess, you know, you can only use it 3 times. It is on a 5-minute cooldown, but after you've used it 3 times, it's gone. Or after 18 hours, it goes as well. Now, the combat skills are the Ice Field, which I should have an animation for. We spoke about this ability a couple of months back. And so it freezes people for 5 seconds. And attacks don't cancel. The effects are frozen, but the range on this is pretty big. I'm not gonna lie, it is massive. So yeah, I hopefully have an animation for that I can play. If not, take my word for it. It's massive. And then we have Gianadore's Revenge. Gianadore's Revenge. I don't know how any of these names are pronounced. Allies within range reflect 200% received damage back to their attackers and suffer only 50% of the damage. It doesn't give us a time on that. It doesn't tell us how long that lasts. Which is weird. We're not getting a lot of details on this. I'm going to be curious to see how this all works out, but that does sound very strong. Then we also have Shattergon's Invincibility, which grants invincibility to all allies within range. Again, really strong. Doesn't say how long or the range. Again, I'm assuming this range is massive though, considering what I saw from Nebe's Ice Field. And then we've also got Dehuther's Breeze, which creates whirlwinds of the Force. The enemies to suffer turbulence and gushing wind. So gushing wind stops them from moving for 1.5 seconds. And turbulence, of course, means they can't really use their glider effectively. And they're all the active combat ones. Again, we don't get details on how long some of these last, except the Ice Field for some reason. But yeah, we now have the 3 passive authority effects, which these last for 18 hours and will disappear after they expire. So these might be the ones that people may want to pick up more. So we have Rampolis' authority, which increases honor points gained from war and quests by 30%. Added reward when all arenas end +3. Killing enemy stacks. Hold on, this has arenas here? according to this, you can't really use God abilities in arenas, so maybe the passives just work in there. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, you get added rewards when all arenas end, +3. Killing enemies stacks the following effects. Received healing, continuous mana, so you can do that 30 times. So you can have 30% received healing, 30% continuous mana regen. Well, not 30%. Then restores 1% of health. So I assume that's 30% of health. And then resilience can stack up, and as well as toughness. So that's pretty good. And then we have Paradisa's Authority, which increases all attacks and healing power, +127. Increases health 2,100. Increases PvE skill damage. Decreases PvE received damage. Increases resilience and toughness. This doesn't seem to stack like the other one does though. Then increases focus. 7% received damage into health. Has a chance to restore health when receiving damage. And then these all persist upon death. And it doesn't stack with talismans, potions, or food. So these don't stack. I'm not sure if these actually affect just the hero or people around the hero as well. It doesn't make that clear. It looks like it's just for the hero. Which, I don't know. But yeah, that's a thing. Then we also have Warcry, which increases from rank 1 up to rank 30. So this basically stacks just like Authority does. So you get received healing, plus 30% mana, 30%, regenerates 30% of health per PvP kill. So yeah, this is very much PvP focused. The other one is, I don't know. I'm trying to see what like this one you just get health back per PvP kill. But if you get 30% health back from a single kill, that's pretty strong. Like, you can stay alive for a long time with that. But yeah, the passive skills seem like they'll be a lot more useful. You'll get a lot more out of the passive skills than you would the combat skills. So I'm not sure how that will go, considering combat skills will go after, using them 3 times. These will last for 18 hours. So I don't know. Again, I'm not a hero, so I'm never going to get to use any of these. Very sad. But yeah, we'll see what people end up picking up. Anyway, let's move on over to the new way to now leave the pirates. So, if you want to leave the pirates now, you can actually, once a week, doesn't say what day, Bruno comes on over with a quest to smuggle you out back to the mainlands. For this quest, you need to collect 70 prismatic pearls and 70 prismatic diamonds, and then you'll get a chance to transfer to the weakest faction base. So, if you just want out, if you want to be anywhere with the pirates, you can do that. Which, the one problem with this is there's a 50% chance it won't work, which is really odd. I don't know why this is a thing. I don't like the idea of having RNG involved in this. I'm not a pirate myself, but I feel like this would be really upsetting, considering you have to get 70 prismatic pearls and 70 prismatic diamonds to leave the pirates now. And it does give you the title Honest Living, but it's also, like, that's going to cost you quite a lot. The price of these are also probably going to go up quite a bit. But yeah, there's a 50% chance your ship doesn't set sail and you don't get home. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And now we have Mistsong Banquet Season 2 is finally out. We spoke about this as well a couple months back. So the number of participants has went down from 6 to 3. And that means that everyone has a lane each. So you don't have a builder and a peasant fighting anymore. I've not done this arena in so long, or this instance in so long, just because, I don't know, I got bored. I had so much other stuff to do as well. And it didn't really benefit me too much. But yeah, there are now 3 stationary cannons added to the center area. It mentions any excess dimension crystals can be used to upgrade the center cannons. The center cannons can attack any enemy getting too close to the center. Okay, that should go without saying. And the enhanced dimensional cannons now take 30 dimensional cannon crystals on rank 7. I think did that used to be 40? It's been so long. Rank 3 flame cannons can now be upgraded to a blazing cannon in addition to the previous upgrades, so thunder cannon and laser cannon. So there's now a third option when you get to the end. Added a random pattern round, allowing random monsters to spawn from each path. Oh boy, that one's gonna be fun. So there's a random pattern round. When that is, it doesn't say. I'll try and get a video on this so we can try and see, but this one looks like it's going to be a lot more fun than Season 1. Oh boy. To be honest, it kind of needed some randomization, because otherwise it did get boring. It was the same thing every time. But I can also see this annoying people that want to just get rewards. So it's also increased the damage dealt to a single target by the laser cannon, and reduced the magic damage dealt by the frost cannon, reduced the range of the shock shell, which that was what you used to slow everything down, if I remember. You used to stun them over and over. Reduced the direct damage to a single target and reduced AoE damage of shock shell. Okay. So they've nerfed the shock shell quite heavily. Now, here are the daily rewards. The rewards are granted once per day. Points are granted directly on labor recharges sent via mail. So round 10 is 400, round 14 600, round 15 1 bound labor recharge, round 20 is 1000. And then, depending on the amount of rounds you clear, you'll get different crates. I don't know what they've changed from this. So if you hit rank 6, you get 15 Radiant Infusion Supply Kits, 10 Abyssal Crystals, 2 Sunglow Lunar Gems, and 1 pound Resplendent Tempering Crate. I don't remember the Tempering Crate or there being 2 Sunglow Lunar Gems. I thought it was just 1. So that might be, the rank 6 might be different. But it looks like you have a guaranteed Sunglow Lunar Gem at rank 5, which is cool. Alright, now we have the vehicle changes. So the tiers for crafting the Timbuktu has been adjusted. Lower tier vehicles were created to make it easier to upgrade to the final version of vehicles. So the prototype is now replaced with the Timbuktu version 1, followed by version 2. So it looks like they've just made this less complicated. Now it's version 1, version 2, and then you can upgrade to version 3 or to version 1 of the Apex Squall, or version 1 of the Comet Speedster, and then you can upgrade from there to the Comet Speedster, to the Nova Speedster, and vice versa. This chart here pretty much shows how they've just changed it, which is cool. I've not actually made one of these cars because I have the Rampage Chroma, so I've not really bothered making one of these. I'll probably make them in the future because you do need them for an achievement, so I'll eventually be stuck doing this. But yeah, if you are working on your one of your cars, then you might want to take note of this. Also, if you had some of these designs, you can now just use them to get 1,500 Gilda Stars back, which is nice. Alright, so next we have territory income distribution, which is to do with heroes, and I don't know a lot about heroes. Again, never been one, so I can't really say much. But territory income distribution rate, and something to do with hero funds rate. So this rate can be changed, can be set from 10% to 30% for the whole territory income, and it's distributed between heroes. Losing a siege doesn't grant any funds. They can also grant contribution points 3 times a day to raid members, a minimum of 20, and this has got a 30-minute cooldown. So that's interesting. That's pretty good. But yeah, this depending on the hero you are, you get a certain amount of points as well. And then these are all reset on Sunday. We also, with all the new gear, have upgraded Lunar Gems. So Lunar Gem rank 6 has been added to the game. So if you want to upgrade these, you can do it from the Handicraft Glin. So yeah, there you go. That's cool. We also have a new mount. We have the Albus Steed, which looks like it's just a new horse. I believe it's available for 5,000 Kyrios badges, and you need to be first rank knight to actually summon this mount. I'm not going to be getting this one for a while. I am first rank, but I got so much more to get with Kyrios badges before this. You can also upgrade this to a Gallant version, which moves at 16 instead of the 11.5. But it just seems to have the standard horse abilities. So you've got increases move speed, and then you've got the charge as well. You got breakthrough, which you can use. But yeah, if you want the full Gallant version of this mount, it is going to cost you 13,000 Kyrios badges. So it's a lot. It's a lot if you want to upgrade it all the way. Alright, now the big one. Here's the skill balance changes. So the Shaken debuff no longer has a slowed effect. Instead, it now increases cast time to afflicted, and instead of 5 seconds, it now only lasts 3. Triple slash, so shaken on snared targets reduces movement speed. So to get the slowed effect, you need to snare them, so you'd hit them with a charge and then hit them with a triple slash, and that'll actually slow them down. Behind enemy line, shaken on targets now reduces movement speed, so that'll also do it. And Puncture's defense penetration has been reduced from 3,000 to 1,000. Okay. But for two-handed weapons, it's still 3,000. I don't know if it was higher, actually, as two-handed, but that means it'll have no effect on me, which... that's fine by me. As for defense adjustments, Redoubt can now be used without a shield. So I believe this is the ability that, like, slowed you down, and you just got really, really tough. That's interesting. Huh. I feel like you could probably do quite a bit with that. This might change the way some people play defense. I don't know, that's something I'll have to look into. So the life one duration is increased to 6 from 5 seconds. Unless you use it without a shield, then it's 3 seconds. Okay. So the duration depends on whether you got a shield or not. The gale duration is increased to 3 seconds from 2, but without a shield it's 1.5. Refreshment cooldown reduced with a shield to 1 minute. And the cooldown without a shield is 2 minutes. Okay. So there's a heavy penalty for not using a shield. But that's interesting. I don't know if people will maybe change the way they use defense now. I don't know. I've not played a class with defense in a long time. Oromancy. So Oromancy, Shrug It Off has had its cooldown reduced from 2 minutes to 1 minute 20 seconds, which is really good. It's 40 seconds shaved off. I'm happy with that. Vitalism, Mana Barrier cannot be used on the caster, only allies. The skill still grants the Mana Barrier buff to raid members who are in the way the caster teleported. Okay. Malediction has some changes as well. The malicious binding is now considered a confinement debuff and can now be cancelled by Defiance and Shrug It Off, and prevented by Courageous Action. Oh, that is really good. That was my biggest gripe with that ability. It was so annoying to deal with. And now the Shrug It Off cooldown has been reduced as well. That's pretty good. Shadow Play. The stealth combo damage has been reduced to 48% from 98%. So I assume that's going to have a really harsh effect on Shadow Smite. That's the reason a lot of people used to use Stealth and Shadow Smite. I think people are still going to use it, but that's a pretty hefty nerf. Oh well, now we get to the big one. This is what everyone's waited for. The Swift Blade adjustments. So you'll see a lot more people playing Death Wish now, because Swift Blade, from what I've been told, not even reading this, they've had a big buff. So Instinct can't be removed with Swift Blade damage skills. Instinct Swift Blade skill damage increased to 60% from 50%. Instinct's duration is reduced to 3 seconds. And then we have Blade Flurry changes. The basic added damage is done from the left-handed weapon on the third hit. Okay. Wave added a forward charge on the third hit, but doesn't pass through targets. Wave also grants Instinct. Okay. Wave Crescent Slice. Bleeding combo damage increased from 30% to 13%. Sinister Strike bleeding combo damage decreased from 13% to 30. Okay, and then Blink's cooldown is reduced to 24 seconds. Blink now also inflicts fear on targets under the effect of Invenerate. And killing targets under the effect of Instinct with Blink will reset cooldowns for Sinister Strike, Relentless Assault, Crescent Slice, and Twin Shadow Slash. I kind of wish I played a Death Wish. I don't have dual wielding, so I don't know. I'd like to try them out at one point. I was gonna play one on launch, but just never ended up doing it. All right, Relentless Assault bleeding combo damage reduced to 16%. Okay, remove the cooldown, minus 30% effect when hitting targets under the effect of Instinct from Relentless Assault. Hitting target under the effect of Shackle with Relentless Assault will reset the duration of Shackle. Okay. Killing a target with a copy of the skill by Reverberate resets the cooldown of Reverberate. They have a lot of resets, which is interesting. And they're getting some more CC. Entangle inflicts stun on targets under the effect of Crows. Blade Blast damage range reduced from 40 meters to 5 meters. Okay. And Twin Shadow Slash now inflicts Shackle on impaled targets. Twin Shadow Slash now inflicts Silence on silenced targets. Okay. So they have a lot more CC in their kit now and a lot of resets. And they got a couple of increases in skill damage and stuff. So that is interesting. So again, I don't really know how Death Wish is played. I've not really played them myself. But from what I understand, you guys are getting a pretty big buff. You've got a lot to play with now. A little bit more in your kit. Alright, and now we have other changes. So there's some stuff hidden away in here that are probably pretty interesting. Place where the prisoner debuff can't do siege stuff. Yeah, I'm not a bad boy, so I don't know anything about that. Adjusted the quantity of hero flags given to each hero, and dropped hero flags can no longer be retrieved. Reduced the payment from specialty and zone packs. Adjusted the damage of siege vehicles. Less territories of faction nodes, the greater the damage the siege vehicles deal, which is interesting. They've also, this is a big one for people, they've adjusted the point gain system in the daily quest ferry quest. So it grants 5 points every 10 seconds now, and after rank 6 you don't get any more points from just AFKing. But that's fine, because we're all just going to AFK to rank 6 and go 10 in anyway. And it reduces 2,500 upon death, so you don't lose a whole level. Killing a hostile player with higher reward rank grants 2,500 points. Players must not be under the effect of fairy protection. Okay, so if they're not using that, you actually get 2,500 points. That makes PvPing really, like, that's big. 2,500 points is massive. It's going to have people more hungry for kills. So look out, AFKs. Added points gained from hunting plus 50% to the fairy protection effect. So if you have fairy protection, I assume you get more points from killing mobs, which is pretty nice. The garden servers, match servers now reset. That, I mean, I don't know if people care too much about that. More kills are needed to increase the Cinderstone more and Untitled rank. Conflict is now 5 minutes and peace is 2 hours in Cinderstone more. During the faction competition, okay. Adjusted the synthesis fees for Mythic Disciples equipment and Legendary Mythic Radiant Disciples equipment. It doesn't say how it's adjusted them, but they've been adjusted. Adjusted the crafting materials required for Rank Charm, Lunar Charm, Rank 4 and Rank 5. Remove the Time Winder token requirement from opening the Exile support bundle. Adjusted the XP reward from XP. Okay. Trying to see if there's anything else that's super interesting. There's a new trade route now, so Rockella Mountains and Hassler has a new trade route that's been added. I thought that was added in the previous patch, I'm not going to lie. But that's in there now. I don't believe this shows up on the map just yet. That is a bug. But it is there. The ladders on the cargo ships were changed to nets for a better experience. So now everyone should be able to attach themselves to the cargo ship. So if you're a cargo pirate, you know, no more. It's done. You're not getting any more off the ship. I don't think people get caught by that anymore, really. But that's a thing now. So people shouldn't be able to block ladders and stuff anymore. There should always be room. I'm sure people will find a way. We know what the community's like. But yeah, that is it for the patch notes. So thank you for watching, everyone. If you want to ask more questions or hang out, you can check out the Discord. I do have the Archeage area set up in there now. So feel free to come on over, grab yourself a roll and come hang out with the community. Or you can come on over to my Twitch channel where every Friday and Saturday I'm doing Archeage. If it's another day, I'm probably doing something else. But Friday and Saturday, come on by, hang out, ask some questions if you feel like it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that jazz. And I will see you all in the next video.